The day started with performances of musicians. The organizers of the event also ensured that people living with disabilities are not excluded from the several performances and activities of the day. Here in Uganda, the day was celebrated under the theme Economic Empowerment of Women for Sustainable Development. It's against this background that the chief guest, President Yoweri Museveni, made a clarion call to Ugandan women to take the integration of South Sudan into the East African community as an opportunity to do business without any excuse. According to statistical information available at the Capital Markets Authority and Uganda Revenue Authority, indicate that capital investment of Ugandan traders trading in South Sudan is $750 million. However, most of the business done in South Sudan by Ugandans is basically foodstuffs. Unlike Kenya, whose business venture in South Sudan is corporate-based in banking institutions, construction companies, and air transport.
So the women who are engaged in business, as well as the men, have no excuse because there is that big market of East Africa. In addition to the international markets which we have negotiated for. So therefore, without going into too many details which are all here in this speech, the people of Uganda now have a good foundation on which we are going to base ourselves, not only to get rid of poverty in farming.
The problem of unemployment, more especially among the youth, is another issue that sounds a recipe of danger to national security. As Ugandan women celebrate the International Women's Day, available statistical information by the Ugandan National Bureau of Statistics indicate that 86% of the youth coming out of higher institutions of learning are unemployed. This is dangerous, but President Museveni is convinced that with a huge mineral sector in Uganda, the problem of unemployment will be addressed in the long run.
When the budget is finally made, you will see the efforts we are going to deploy to get rid of poverty in the population of Uganda, starting with the farmers, especially the farmers who are still engaged in subsistence agriculture. When I was awarding
In spite of all these disturbing statistical figures of unemployment in Uganda, President Museveni is happy with the percentages of girl children under the universal primary education. To him, thinks that educating a girl child means building the nation.
Now, on the side of education, we have 8 million children in the primary school. 49% of those are now girls. The boys are only 51%. Of course, there is still some imbalance because the women are more than the boys, but 49% is a very big step compared to where we came from.
In another development, the problem of female genital mutilation in the Sibei region has been a major worrying factor to President Museveni that has seen many young ladies die and other contract cancer-related diseases in the course of the circumcision ceremony.
We had one little issue of genital mutilation, female genital mutilation. Fortunately, we are handling it well. The communities are supporting us in Sebei, in Amudat. They are all supporting us. So that issue is being handled.
Speaking on the persistent HIV and AIDS prevalence rates in some parts of Uganda, said that some of the teaching that government had thought would bring down the prevalence have only worsened the situation.
Even in the communities where circumcision is practiced, the prevalence of AIDS is very high. So there must be some problem there. I would like to appeal to all our people to go back to the two positions. Change your behavior. Don't behave recklessly or protect yourself.
Away from this, Museveni again told Ugandans here at Kolo Airstrip to remain calm as the country emerged from the controversial presidential polls that were marred with threats of plunging the country in a state of anarchy.
If anybody has got any issues, there are legal ways of how to handle those issues, but not causing trouble. And nobody will cause trouble here. I told you before, and I've told you now.
Museveni's remarks falls on the heels of continued detention of main opposition leader retired Colonel Dr. Kizza Besigye in his own home on account that he is likely to cause violence. However, Besigye is not the only one detained. President Museveni's former spy chief, General David Sejusa, is also under detention and facing trials at the court-martial under similar accounts of wanting to offload impunity on the local population. Timothy Sbasi, Star Vision, Kampala.